We are gathered here today to absolutely dunk, and I mean dunk, on Joker 2. Cause what the hell was that?
I'm getting ready to dunk on you.
It was bad, and not in a fun way. Let me introduce myself really quick. I'm Soup. I make content typically around anime, but today we're taking a little break from that because I watched this movie and I was like, I have thoughts. I have so many thoughts, too many thoughts, one might argue. I have a useless film degree, and so I'm pretty insufferable to watch movies with. So I decided to complain on the internet for your enjoyment. I hope you enjoy this, because I'm absolutely done. First of all, Joker 2 is the sequel to Joker. I know you're very shocked by that. Not only is it a sequel that was completely unnecessary to begin with, which a movie that did so well, for it to warrant a sequel, the sequel has to be incredible. And this was not. This was terrible. But it's like, I mean, if you enjoyed it, like, by all means, like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. But I don't know how. What? It's a musical that's a Joker 2 musical. The two do not coincide. And I feel like the writers were like, isn't it like such a good idea? Isn't it like so crazy to do these, like, to combine these like complete opposite things? Like Joker, who's like the saddest, it's like this an extremely sad villain arc, to a musical, feels like a bastardization of itself. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to just kind of commodify this horrible life experience that someone is experiencing. It's cruel to the person, to people who are going through this kind of thing. I do feel like Joker did a very beautiful job of displaying the hardship that people go through who are severely mentally ill. And this person who's trying to go along life, and over again he continues to be knocked down, and it's very tragic, and I felt like it was very well depicted, in my opinion, and it was a very entertaining movie. I was kind of excited about the concept of a Joker 2 because I thought that maybe they were going to extend the plot and like kind of, flesh out the concept of this person who's just going through so much, and also maybe introduce Batman, things like that, things of that nature. I was pretty excited about. It was bad. It was bad. It was an abomination, and it frankly should not exist. Out of all of the movies out there that have the potential to become an actual film, this does not deserve any screen time. It does not. I hope that these trashy production companies start to realize, you know what, maybe we shouldn't make this movie. Maybe we should invest in a new concept that is more developed and has more heart and soul than this soulless bullshit movie that should not exist. Since it's a musical, every song was unoriginal. And usually with musicals, at least this is what my experience is, musicals have a plot, and the music coincides with the plot. The songs that are playing drive the plot so that you can then have some kind of story being told, You know that whole thing about a movie and how there's a story being told? Well, with this one, I did not experience that. And that's like the whole point of a movie. Every song was painfully out of place. They just kind of took songs that could have related to the scene that was happening. They were like, this would be good here. I wrote every single song was violently out of place. It was bad. Okay, so everything about this movie is just so reachable. The point of it is just to kind of like drill through your dumb head that they are so crazy. They are so crazy. You can't take her anywhere. She has a bag of chips on her head. She is absolutely insane. They are just so crazy and quirky. And like, there's one scene, and I don't remember what they were singing, but it was stupid. There was one scene where they try to escape and she lights the piano on fire or whatever. And she tries to escape with, Joaquin Phoenix. If I pronounce that wrong, I don't want to hear it, okay? She tries to escape with him, and they just kind of climb up the fence and just kind of start like, there are a bunch of like photographers there taking pictures and whatnot, and it's so stupid. You could argue like, oh, it's because they wanted the attention, and that was the point. They wanted the attention and stuff, so that's why they stayed there. There was no actual attempt to try to get out, and yet again, not driving the plot whatsoever. It's so bad. It's so bad. Moving on, I gotta say, Joaquin Phoenix is stellar in everything that he does. I'm gonna be honest, like, he really threw his whole pussy into this. You could tell he did a really good job, the best that you could with this kind of bullshit role. I'm sure he didn't even want it himself. I really don't know. I should probably look that up. I really don't know if he actually wanted it. There's this funny video of people like watching them go through the red carpet, and people are asking, like, chanting for their money back. So one thing that bothers me a lot with these kind of cash grab movies is the lack of care for continuity. Like, in this prison that they're in, it's supposed to be like this gross, like, place, and yet there are these, like, they're really trying to shove in your face just how much the movie is about, you know, how disgusting this place is and all that it's grimy and whatnot. Yet it's amazing. There's this one officer who has this white, and I mean white, towel draped over his shoulder that says Arkham underneath it. And it made me so mad. And I know that that's such a minimal thing, but it made me unreasonably annoyed because it's supposed to be a grimy place. It's just such a, like, metaphor for a lack of care. The first one, there was so much care and consideration taken into the detail. With this, it's just like, why is he even wearing a towel? So stupid. And it says Arkham, like, what's the, I know it's such a minimal thing, but it's so stupid. So what I would have enjoyed from this movie is if it didn't take itself so seriously. It didn't have to take itself so seriously. It could have been something that kind of was like, why does this even exist? Because that's exactly what the audience is thinking. It took itself so seriously as a film, and I say that because the shots and the cinematography was so good. At the same time, it was also the dialogue was that of a movie that took itself seriously. Meanwhile, it's not like anyone is saying, why are we making a musical out of this? There was no self-awareness in that way whatsoever. It's like, this is a serious musical. I should be taken as such. POV. Joker 2. That was really frustrating in itself because, like, you can have, like, a bad movie, you can have movies that are, like, you know, it's stupid, but if it has a level of self-awareness, it makes it just a little bit more enjoyable, especially if it's going to be a bad movie. But the cinematography and the dialogue and just, like, how it just felt like the movie itself was trying to make a case for itself, which I think is a little insane, to be honest. And it did such a poor job of that. There was no plot. The plot of the movie, just to explain it briefly, Joker is trying to appeal his prison sentencing by pleading insanity instead. I don't know why he didn't have that in the first place, but I mean, regardless, this is a person who has clearly needed help all of his life. I don't know why there's even a trial being done. What a waste of tax dollars. Etc., etc. You get what I'm saying. Lady Gaga's character, pretty much all she is there for is the love interest and to be Harley Quinn, of course. But it was just so stupid. Her character was so pointless. She went into the prison not to do anything, but to, like, her character even being there made no sense. They have this weird-ass sex scene that was just, I felt violated watching that. It was gross. So moving on, there is this one part. Lady Gaga goes to visit Joker in prison or whatever, and this is during the trial. And so she's like, I'm pregnant, and it's so funny. And the thing is, I was like, I know what song is about to play. I know exactly which one is about to play, and they're like, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near. Yet again, being violated by this movie. It was so embarrassing, and it was so predictable in my opinion. I predicted it. I knew it as that moment happened, as she's like, and I also knew that she was gonna say that she's pregnant just because she's like a crazy bitch. And it yet again reinforces this concept that like the whole thing is that they're crazy. They're just so crazy. It's just so surface level and so shallow, painfully shallow, and embarrassing. Like, I don't know how you could put your name on this kind of movie and be proud of it. It is so bad. And frankly, Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix should be embarrassed of this because it is that bad. You guys should be embarrassed of this. It is an abomination. And I hope you guys learn from it. I hope everyone involved, all of these people involved, learn from this. It is okay. It is imagine I just continued going on like this. The plot was just so bad in itself because there wasn't one. They have this love interest despite what's going on, and it's really driving him, and he's able to push through because he's in love with this person. At the end of it, spoiler alert, if you're ever not gonna watch this, you're not gonna watch this movie. You're not. I want to warn you to never watch this movie because it's that bad. It's not enjoyable in any way, shape, or form. At the end of it, he kind of is like, I'm not crazy, which annoys me even more. He's like, I'm actually not crazy. That is the dumbest plot twist. That is so stupid. And I mean, I guess I could appreciate it in the sense that's like, well, but you were expecting it to like not be real. You were expecting it I guess, but like you should have made the rest of the movie better to have led up to that and to have like some kind of doubts coming from Joaquin Phoenix and trying to justify all of this and all the taxpayer dollars and everything that's going into this trial, to have some guilt for the fact that he's trying to get away with doing what he did and he's not actually crazy. I don't understand. Like, there was nothing that led up to that. There was nothing that could have implied that. And so Harley Quinn is like, oh my God, I hate him now. I have no interest in him now. He's super lame to me, ugly. I wish he had never been born, because as soon as she does that, she leaves. She leaves the trial. He says that during the trial, and he's just like, I actually am not crazy, and I did all of that. Like, I literally did all of that. So stupid. It's just so stupid. It's such a poorly done plot. This movie could have been 45 minutes. I will give the only positive out of this is that Lady Gaga is a fantastic performer. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, during it, at one point, they're like pretending like she's on this, they're just so crazy. So then they're on this pretend late night show, and she's like gonna shoot him. She's like gonna shoot him, and it's so crazy. And what was my point? Oh, I forgot my point. I completely forgot my point. I don't care enough. This is how little I care about this movie, that I don't even care enough to try to figure out what my point was. Because it was so bad. Like, you got it. You got the point. I'm sure you did. Also, love that there's no backstory, no character development for anyone in this movie. They said character development, bye, you're gross, we never want to see you at all. I love that for them, that they just took character development, this entire facet of a movie, and they just tossed it into a burning flame. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Something that's so vital to a storyline, to even give a flying fuck about these characters. Why wouldn't you want, like, there's just so... It's just such a painful lack of care about a movie, it makes me so mad when there are so many people that would give their left arm to have this opportunity. And It's a bastardization of what art is supposed to be. It's so grotesque. It's so grotesque. I said this writer should be blacklisted, and I stand by that. Whoever wrote this movie, whoever decided what the concept of this movie was, deserves to be blacklisted from ever making another movie again. The thing is, also another thing about it being a musical is that musical movies have a place. Wicked makes sense. Wicked makes sense as a movie and it being a musical. It does. Mean Girls 3, on the other hand, no, what are you doing? It does not need to be a musical. I was so excited about Renee Rapp being like the meanest girl, and turns out just absolute. Why would I want to watch this? I want to see the plot being driven. People watch sequels to see an extension of the plot, not to see a musical. No one, that's what a sequel is for. It is, I'm spitting. I'm literally spitting. That's how angry I am. Oh my God, it makes me so mad because it's so stupid. There's no place for it. There is no place for these stupid fucking musicals. Same thing with Willy Wonka. We need a third Willy Wonka doing the exact same thing over and over again. Even Spider-Man, they did it twice, and they did it twice. And on the third time, they're like, we don't need to introduce him. We don't need to introduce him. You guys got the storyline. Willy Wonka, 3 times? 3 times. 3? Oh, what are we doing, Hollywood? What the fuck are we doing? You guys need to get a grip because your shit is absolute dog shit. Take at least 5 minutes, just one note from A24. They are doing it right. They are doing it right on every fucking level. Disney, I am a closeted Disney adult. I am a closeted Disney adult. I don't want to talk bad about you guys. I don't. The only thing that I'll say is that what you guys do well is Gravity Falls. You guys really ate that up. Please do more like that. I'm not going to talk poorly about Disney. The way I could talk about it. I will talk about Star Wars at some point. I digress. Hollywood needs to get a grip. You need to stop with these goddamn musicals. Only do a musical if it makes sense for it to be a musical. Please, dear God, please just spare me. Spare me. It was agonizing. Get a grip. You can invest in a movie that is so unique, so interesting. This is what bothers me about corporations, is that they don't see the point in investing in new ideas. Meanwhile, the ideas that continue to pull from nostalgia were original, new ideas to begin with. My battery's about to die. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, and if you're here, you're already here, you might as well subscribe. Thank you so much for your time and watching this. Consider joining the Patreon, where I do some reactions to some anime content coming very soon. I'm going to be posting some Comic-Con videos and things of that nature. I'm going to do a very big video on Attack on Titan. I know people have been asking for that, and I swear it's coming. I'm so sorry. I just care so much about this anime, so I just want to take a lot of care and consideration to make it. So, thank you again. Thanks for being here, and more to come very soon. Thanks again. Bye.